He's like, what do you want me to talk about? And I was like, if you just talk for a few minutes, that's all. Just tell us stories, you know. So you just told me you got back from Afghanistan recently, and you've been all over the world. I would love to hear just what's going on in your life. This is more of a celebration of just Greater San Diego than just kind of my music. I'm so happy. Everybody, Bob Goff.
Seeing a unicorn. She never comes anywhere. And we are so different. I get around all you guys, I'm like, people! I'm like, Tigger. And she thinks having me in the room's a lot of people. Here's the thing I'm learning. That I'm not trying to be like her, and she's not trying to be like me. We're trying to be like Jesus. And we say like, so how do you do that? And it was Jesus talking to his dad. It's John 17, and he said this, that we would be one. That was his hope, that we would just continue to turn into just one person. Like we would be one person, but not the same person. I get to serve as the Consul General for the Republic of Uganda. Isn't that awesome? I'm not the U.S. diplomat to Uganda. I'm the Ugandan guy to the U.S. Go figure that out. I walk into embassies, I'm like, where's the Ugandan guy? I'm like, I'm the Ugandan guy. What? And if you come to our house in Point Loma, the flag of Uganda flies over the house. Isn't that awesome? And it looks like everybody else's house, but it's not. Because where the Consul General lives and the flag of Uganda flies, it's Uganda. I'm not kidding. If you guys ever really screw up and need to seek asylum, come on over. We can leave guys while having supper. Let that sink in on you. And we fly under the banner of Christ. And it changes everything. Or it changes nothing. And that's what a community of people do. They'll remind us of who we are and what we're about. And what we want to be is just authentic, don't you? I think we all need the same thing. It's love and purpose and connection and a couple authentic relationships. I've been to Uganda now. This phone is playing music. I've been to Uganda. I've been to Uganda. I've been 40 times. I never take the malaria meds. I mean, like, you know, what's the chances? Last time I was there, I got malaria. Almost killed me. It was terrific. I ended up in Scripture for 2 weeks in the ICU. We just got the bill. It was $140,000. And it's not covered. There goes my Prius. But here's the deal. Small things can turn into big things in your life and in mine. And I could have avoided that with a nickel pill and a half a glass of water. And some of the stuff that's hassling you, you could avoid just as easily. Whether you're new to faith, you've been hanging around with Jesus for 20 years, just continue to remember that small stuff will become big stuff in the people around you. He used to talk about a mustard seed. He said it's the smallest of seeds. You know the story. It's not. I'm a lawyer, I had to check. The Peruvian orchid is the smallest of seeds. It's 4/1 millionth of an ounce. Is that crazy? But the story wasn't about the seed. It was about what it turned into. And the stuff that emanates out from your life, the way that you give away love extravagantly, it'll turn into big things in people's lives. Let it continue to do that. It's just beautiful. We start these schools. We wrote a book, and I put my cell phone number in the last page of the book. That's awesome. I get 100 calls a day. It's terrific. I can get a thing done. But I got a call from this kid about every 3 weeks. He calls me and he just cusses at me. I'm a lawyer. I thought I knew all the cuss words. Evidently, there's new ones. But we never got to what he's mad about. But I finish the conversation with him the same way every time I tell him, I will always take your call. Because here's one thing that's changing in me. I've spent my whole life trying to be right as a lawyer. What I'm trying to be is Jesus now. And I think if we're one, if we don't trade rightness for kindness, we just say when people do something lame or inexplicable, just cut them some slack, keep breathing. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Know why you believe what you I wear this stupid hat everywhere. I'm not a baseball guy. I've never even gone to a Red Sox game. There was always a lawyer that tried to set up Jesus, and they said, what's the big commandment? He said, love God with your heart and soul and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Our neighbor was Carol. She lived across the street from us for years and years. She was a huge Red Sox fan, and she ended up getting cancer. And we knew by the end of the week she'd start this eternity-long dance with Jesus. And so I said, Carol, I'll tell you what, I will wear your Red Sox hat for the rest of my life and represent the Sox here on earth. But in exchange, every time Jesus walks by you, you need to mention my name. There's that person after I need you not. I'm like, Carol! Know why you're doing what you're doing. Phil's a guy who knows why he's doing it. He's not doing it for the applause. You want applause? Join the service. If you want Jesus, join people. People who are creeping out. People that are hard to love. I'll tell you, we started a school. Our most recent one is in Afghanistan. What could possibly go wrong? The Taliban won't teach little girls how to read or write. You know why? They're girls. And nothing scares a terrorist more than a girl with a book. And so, we started this school in Mazar al-Sharif. It's crazy. It's 4 stories tall. We painted it pink. Well, and there's a bunch of tribal leaders that are guarding these girls' hearts. There's something beautiful that happens when we stop avoiding the people Jesus spent his whole life engaging. And I think that's what happens when we have a keen sense of being one in this, that it's this huge collective, that the people would know what we really believe by seeing what we actually do. Let me tell you about a guy I met in this adventure towards Afghanistan. He was really kind of circumspect about who he was and what he did. And I'm on the WhatsApp, like talking to him. I'm sure the State Department's listening. So I'm like, I don't know what team he's playing for, but we're talking about starting this school, and he eventually invited me over, said, I'll meet you at the airport. And so me and a couple friends, we got to the airport. We get there, there's a text message. He said, Bob, I can't meet you at the airport. I'm like, shoot. Actually, let me keep it real. I did not say shoot. So, dang. So, he said you need to leave. This is the most dangerous city in Afghanistan. You need to leave the airport, walk 4 blocks through the city. There's a car with the last license plate number is a 7. You need to get in that. And the guy doesn't speak English. Go wherever he takes you. I'm like, dang! So we left the airport. We walked through the city. We got in the car. You know, this guy is in charge of security for the entire Islamic Republic of Afghanistan. He wanted to know if we would trust him before he trusted us. And here's the message of the gospel of Christ. I'm going to close with this. Jesus trusts you. He came, he broke himself. He said, I'm just in, follow me. But if you want to know all the directions, this is not a business trip. It's an adventure he's inviting you. He's going to ask you to do some things. He's going to ask you to love some people that creep you out. Do it anyway. Like, I don't know. Because here's the deal. We creep some people out. And this is, you thought it's a concert. It's actually an intervention. You know who you are. Like, stop it. Jesus doesn't need a lawyer. What he needs is humble men and women who really just draw a big circle the way Grace did around all of us. And to just say you're in. There's something beautiful that happens if we'll get that right. We'll just get everything right. Well, you guys, thanks for letting me be with you tonight.